Hi everyone. Yes, I know you're surprised to see a new video on the channel, but, while studying, I really could not help but do this one. We have to talk about queendom even if my exam is in 5 days. We just have to, lol. What I'm gonna do is pretty much rank the performances from round 1, including the super unfortunate Luna, and give you a short opinion on what we saw. They were so hard to rank because I genuinely think everyone did great these 2 weeks. They delivered insanely good moments on stage, and even the last place will be taken by someone I enjoyed watching and listening to. I'm honest when I say I actually liked every stage. I will talk about them considering the purpose of the round, which was to perform a signature song, presumably in a signature concept too. I will make brief references to the introduction, so don't worry, you'll know what I thought about them too by the end of this video. I am not going to talk about live vocals, fortunately. In fact, I can bet on it, every single mic was on. These 6 performances are great examples to follow in order to know if someone's singing live or not. So whatever group you loved, just know that everyone sang live. Alright, before we start with the video, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, to leave a like and to follow me on Instagram clicking on the link in the description. Get ready because I think it will be somewhat of an unpopular ranking. Let's begin. Yes, I know, right? Shocking, I gotta say. They were my second favorites for the introduction stages. They just did so well in bringing themselves, their youth and their enthusiasm in that see-the-light execution. Here's my problem with the round 1 performance though, it felt very approximate and imprecise. Don't get me wrong, I loved the idea of changing the choreography, and from what I've seen, I even think the steps were quite fun and refreshing. But there's the problem, I just said. From what I've seen. It wasn't really a mistake, and I meant it, because to me some parts of the performances felt a bit messy and sketchy. I do actually believe it was a bit rushed. I love that they didn't bring backup dancers with them. To be honest with you, I don't even think they needed any. I love them and I got excited during those few minutes. But, looking at the bunch of other stuff we had, you can't deny the bar was very high. And Kepler did good, but not exactly enough. Luna was actually very unlucky, but I do feel like they can recover from this strike. The round 1 performance though. It's amazing. Actually, let's be real, they did amazing. We all know Luna is a group of super talented performances. We saw it in the introduction stage and we've seen it many times in other occasions. There was absolutely no problem with them as performers in this videotape performance. What really bothered me were the choices they made. No, darlings, Paint the Town is not your signature song. When I think of Luna, honestly, I think of So What. Even when they entered the Queendom room, the Mnet editors threw So What as the background music. Also, when I think of Luna, I definitely don't think about traditional clothes and folding fans. What? I suppose they had to choose the song and concept in the last minute, or I can't explain this to myself. Literally why. Anyways, great performance, but the decorative frame was not it. Alright, will these poor girls get last place for the rest of the show? I just know they will be the one to be eliminated before the competition ends, and you know what? I'm mad. They're clearly not my favorites, but this time, at least, they did not deserve what they got. I think they outdid themselves. Did you expect something like this? I didn't. They surprised me with the song choice. I actually think Chit Ma Baram was a great pick because it had the Roland vibe, but it was not too obvious and it made the switch to the popular song more enjoyable and striking. And they also surprised me with the stage, with how the other stages had nothing for brave girls to envy their competitors for. Their energy was so satisfying to watch, their smiles were super entertaining to watch, and they looked truthfully happy while singing. The vocals were insane. They finally focused on singing more than dancing, and that's what they should always do. You all, justice for brave girls please, they're not that bad. Yes, the absolute queen of the round is third in my ranking. Summer is here, but I think there's some kind of draft. Staging was literally perfect. Hyalin and her team really came up with something explosive, and I'm absolutely okay with her winning the round. I do feel like her performance was monumental. The only reason why it's here is just the fact that the other 2 I'll talk about in a second gave me very intense emotions that I could not deny. Comparing to Touch My Body. My first impression was actually that the performance included way too much content, too many dancers, too many decorations, too many things on stage. And even thought I still see it that way somehow. I think it truly deserved what it got, and I definitely see the love everyone is feeling for this one. Hyalin, who, let's remember, was the only one with the mic on in the introduction stage, at least for half of it, said I'm a soloist but my energy can defeat all of these groups. And it was right. Yo, why does everyone hate this? When I tell you I literally sobbed watching this. Introduction stage was a mess, but this was magical, ethereal and so nostalgic. If your heart didn't stop at the end of the performance, with 6 people creating the G-Friend formation, I don't know if you're human, babe. This performance was nominated by 3 other groups as a worse stage than theirs, and let me spill some tea. They're all blind. The emotional value here was the key. Bringing G-Friend up was the only thing that they could do to recover from week 0, and they killed it. I don't know what the others thought they were doing, but none of the above was as striking as Vivaz's performance. Bad part? We know Vivaz doesn't really win in stage presence, LMAO. G was kinda there, but that's it. And that's unfortunate. Maybe if they were more present on the scene they could have been my favorites of the episode, but I don't know. They still did excellent, I don't care. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the trophy in their hands. I just know. They're giving Stray Kids energy in Kingdom, and guess what happened? Won the whole thing. If they won't, it will be Hyalin. I'm telling you right now, but let's talk about the performance. This one in particular made me realize that Mnet's evil editing is actually there and quiet all over the place. Cause when I first watched the episode, I felt so uncomfortable because of the hourglass breaking. It was so emphasized and the directing focused so much on that detail that I could not think of anything else. But now that I re-watched the full YouTube version, damn! This is true professionalism. Ciola didn't even blink when it broke. It all proceeded without many problems, and the way I could read in their eyes how much they cared about not messing up just straight up felt like a punch in the guts. The ending really looked like a concert encore, and it was truly impressive. Cosmic Girls were my favorite in the introduction stage, and they're my favorite again. They deserve this. I feel it coming. Keep your eyes wide open. A queen is rising.